absolutely insane. So I did just start the recording on the phone by touching it. So that's what we have going on with those mics, and we have the stereo channel set up. The Lark A1 is my top recommended entry-level microphone for anyone that is doing iPhone content creation. But just because it is entry-level does not make it basic in its features and audio quality, which I'm going to show you in this video. So they have a USB-C dongle that comes with the mic, and I'm going to run you through like the features of the app as well. I have my phone right here, so you can you'll get to see all of that, and I'll show you all the settings. Just exceptional. All right, you get 2 mics. Now, normally when you order, you're going to get either a black or a white set. All right, I just bought a white and a black set, and then switched one of the mics and repaired so that I could have the obvious difference between the two. I just like that. So this is mic 1, this is mic 2, and you can change the lights to show that. You get a magnet in the case, which allows you to just drop it quickly onto your shirt if you want to. I keep forgetting that I'm right there. And then I already have one set up for me because I'm doing all of these mics, right? So I've got all the DJI mics, the Hollyland mics, the Boya mics, all that stuff. And I'm going to do a bunch of videos showing people how they work with the iPhones. And you get to see like my lighting setup with the iPhone, like pretty incredible what you can pull off with these things. All right, I'm going to drop that magnet right back in there. And then when I put the mic in, it'll reconnect. You also get a wind guard if you need one, okay? So if you're outside filming or whatever and just talking, interviewing people, like this is a really easy mic to hold and like talk to and then hand to somebody else. So really great option for anyone that is an iPhone content creation or iPhone content creator. So we're going to go ahead and plug it in, and you're going to see that it immediately connects to everything. And all of the links for my studio stuff are down below. So like if you're trying to figure out what lights I'm using or how I'm doing all the setup because you know that you like the image, then there you go. I'm filming on a Canon EOS M50 Mark II for these main cameras, but you're about to get the iPhone as well. All right. So here we have the mic. You see that we are popping up to about right there, right? And this is everything. When you plug it in, it automatically, well, you pull up the app and then you get all of these features. I can turn the noise canceling off from here if I want to, or I can just do one press on the mic and it will do that. So if I press it once, you're going to see this little light go purple. And that's because I have it set to distinguish between the 2 mics, which you'll see in a second. So we'll go ahead and turn the noise canceling back on. So that's green. And then you have the volume adjust. So I could turn this all the way down if I wanted to. All right. And because noise canceling is on, you can see that little green thing goes away. But if I turn noise canceling off, watch. There's that little bit coming through, which you'll hear in just a second when I do that, all right? And I'm using the Hollyland Lark M2, which is an awesome microphone. I love it as well, but the only reason I would go with the M2 is if you're going to be connecting to actual cameras, because otherwise for the USB-C, I just think this is a better option for most people. The M2 is still an awesome mic, and we'll get to that in another video. So you've got mono and stereo, so we're going to go ahead and put this back up to 6 and then hit the stereo, and you can see that I have the audio coming through right there, but it's going red at times. Testing, 1, 2, 3. That's doing pretty good now. If I drop it down to 5, that's kind of where we're getting. And if I pull the second mic out, you're going to see it's going to pick up that second channel. Testing, 1, 2, 3, and that's what we're getting, okay? And I'll run you through some of this audio differences so you can see that for yourself. If I turn the noise canceling off, you're going to see that these have different colored lights now, purple and yellow, and the mics match. There's our yellow light right there. And then if I pull this one out, you can see our little purple light right there. It's kind of harder to tell that that one's purple, but it is. Okay. So that's what we have going on with those mics, and we have the stereo channel set up. All right. Did I just put that in backwards? I did. Let's go there. Boom. All right, so we're going to go back to, well, see, now we lost that second mic, which is fine, and then mono. If I want to mute a mic, I can either tap it here if I'm controlling it and like other people are doing stuff and I'm just controlling the mics, then we can do that. Or you can just press it once, or twice on the mic itself. So if I press this twice, it's going to go from purple to red. And now it's muted, and it shows up muted here as well. All right, so that's what you're getting. And now we're unmuted, so there you go. One thing that I love about these mics is that with a triple press, you can start and stop the recording on your phone. So you don't have to like keep coming up to your phone to do anything. You can be away from the phone and control it, walk around, do stuff, film things, all that kind of stuff, which is great. All right, so that's those are some of those presses. We've got equalization options, so we can go low, we can go bright. And then we've got the reverb adjust, which is going to let us go small, medium, or large reverb, and that's a lot of options here. I'm going to turn that off, but I'm going to show you what all that sounds like pretty soon here. So mic identification, I just leave that on because it's not a feature that creates any sort of an issue for me, and I have it set to auto power off at the 15-minute mark in case I ever forget and they're just sitting around, they'll just turn off. And you can turn the indicator lights off. It won't go off on this, but the mic itself no longer has a light showing. See that? All right. So that's pretty straightforward. And now what we are going to do is give you the audio on all of this. So we're going to start off with noise canceling on. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. That's what we're getting. I have it set to the high noise canceling. I'm not going to give you every level of volume adjustment because there's so many variables there, but I'll give you we're going to go with number 5 because that's coming through pretty cleanly at that yellow/red-ish line. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. I normally have it at 4. So maybe we just go for that. Yeah, I think 4 is going to be fine for what we're doing. All right. And then what is low noise? Yeah, that'll be fine. Okay. So all of that's good. We got our settings set there. Let's go ahead and hop over to my camera. And this is incredible. Like when I look at what the iPhone 16 Pro front-facing camera is giving me, absolutely insane. So I did just start the recording on the phone by touching it, but I can do it with my mic in just a second. So I can look and I can see I have the green light, so I know that I have the noise canceling turned on, which is really nice. If I want to turn the noise canceling off, it just takes that single press and I can immediately switch that over. If I need to mute the mic, I can do that. If I pull out the second mic right now, that will actually automatically jump into the mono stream. So then you would get both voices into that one stream. So it just depends on what you want to do. I feel like if you're going to use 2 mics, and you know what you're doing with editing, you can always blend it in post. If you are just baking it in to the audio for like the phone and you're not going to do editing later, then you probably don't want to go stereo just because then you've got voices coming from both sides. So not something you really want going on. But this is at 4K 60 on the iPhone. The whole video is at 1080p 60, so just bear that in mind as far as 4K versus 1080. But that's what we're getting. If I turn the noise canceling off, this is what you could expect to hear. Remember that I had the highest noise canceling on, so this would be kind of like that other end of the spectrum. And I'm not going to go through all the different noise cancelings just because I don't feel like that's necessary for this video, but this will give you an idea of like the lowest end and then the highest end of what you could get. You can always add noise canceling in post if you need to, all right? So, I mean, the image out of the iPhone and this whole setup is just incredible. There's so little barrier to success on content creation now with the stuff that we have. Whether it's the phone, whether it's the mic, all of those kinds of things are just incredible now. So we'll go ahead and switch the noise canceling back on. And then what I'm going to do is show you what the reverb sounds like just for fun. So here we go. First, we're going to stop the recording. And the recording is now off. And all I'm going to do is go back over to here and show you guys this. The app closed out because I was in the camera portion. But as we go into here, there we go. I'm going to go ahead and scroll down. And I leave the equalization as equalization. We're going to throw the reverb adjustment just to large, just for fun here, just for a second. And then the rest of that is good. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. We'll turn noise canceling off for this part as well. I guess I could do, I'll give you low and bright in just a second so you can at least hear what that would sound like, all right? But let's do the large reverb just for funsies. So 1, 2, 3, we'll hit a triple press here, 1, 2, 3. And we have the recording going, and now we have the reverb going on. So my voice should be sounding like it's going all over the place. And maybe if I was trying to sing, it would sound different. I don't know. But that's the strongest reverb. I don't know when or why you would ever use this, but there it is. All right, let's go do the other stuff. All right, so we are back here, and I just need to grab the low. We're going to go with the low for the voice, just so you can hear that difference with noise canceling on and off, and get an idea of whether or not that would be a good fit for you. We got to make sure that reverb is gone, though. All right, here's our low. And let's go back over to my camera. Ding, ding, ding. Boom. So this is with the low equalization on, and you can kind of hear that difference in my voice and maybe the surrounding environment. We do have noise canceling turned off, so I'm going to turn the noise canceling on and give you a taste of that audio. That's just one click, and noise canceling is now on. And again, this is why I recommend this mic, especially as an entry-level mic for anyone that is trying to create that content. It's just so streamlined, and there's not too many settings to worry about, and you can get basically exactly what you need with a few little clicks and a few little adjustments. These other pro-level mics with all of their, all of their other features and bells and whistles have their place. But if you're only recording on an iPhone, I just don't see why you're going to use those other things. The reason that you would go for some of these higher level mics would be like these two are going to give you better noise canceling, better audio, 32-bit float baked into the footage kind of stuff. And am I still in reverb? No, I'm in the low setting. You also get internal recording with these and like a whole other slew of features, but that's way overkill for like this mic is $300. for this, right? You're like halfway to the iPhone at that point. Well, maybe not. iPhones are getting expensive. Let's go ahead and switch over to the bright so you can hear that, all right? And let's go back here, bing, bing. Yeah, so I think that like when it comes down to this, while I am going to go through all of these mics just to help everybody out, I really believe at the end of all of this, if you're only creating with the iPhone, you just get the Lark A1. You just get the Lark A1. Unless you're trying to do some higher level production with the iPhone, it just seems like it's overkill. Maybe you go for the M2 just so you have that range. But let's go ahead and do this bright for you guys really quickly, and then we'll be done. Boom. I am super impressed with the iPhone video quality on this front-facing camera. I was not expecting it to be this good. And this is the bright audio, right? We're gonna go ahead and turn this noise canceling off to get what the natural sound would be coming out of there. The M2 is definitely my most hated microphone. I just can't stand the design of this thing. The way that they design the little wind muffs that go on here, the way that you like slide this whole thing over your shirt like this, and the little bump that it creates underneath this little, it's not my thing. All right, I'm talking to you guys here. There's so many cameras going on. It's like, which way do I go? And then I have to edit and post and switch between them, which makes that a whole chaos. But there we go. Yeah. So that's going to end the Lark A1 video, and this was a monster because of all the different things going on. But I hope this helps you. Let me know if you have any questions. Remember, the links are always down below. If you're looking for the mics and the gear and everything else that I'm using. All right, so we're either going to sink or swim. Let's rise with the tide, and I'll see you on the flip side.